recent details released in regard to the sudden death of comedian Bob Saget have left investigators with many questions. Let's look into this. Well, hello there, my friends. It's always a pleasure to sit down with you and share our thoughts and theories. I am Dee Sparta, and welcome to my channel. This is where we dive into the mysterious and unsolvable, then try to learn a little more through tarot and other divination tools. Now, if you are new here or just haven't subscribed before, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I do try and post at least once a week, so you know the notification bell will let you know when my new videos are up. And sometimes I'll try and throw in a little bonus special video. We'll see. But I've had COVID this last few days, so I'm like, I am a weeks. I am still, well, this last week I needed to just rest a lot. Anyway, if you do like this video, please hit that thumbs up and comment down below with your thoughts and ideas on today's topic, as well as suggestions for future videos. Let's get into what we're covering today, right? I have a cat trying to get in behind me. If you hear the little, that's his little paws. Anyway, Bob Saget was notorious for his raunchy comedic style. Yet, he also was famous as the ever-loving dad in the hit TV series Full House. He also hosted America's Funniest Videos, and that's when Bob grew really popular among families. And, making the nation laugh. And I did mention, he also revealed a very raunchy comedic style that shocked a lot of people, knowing that this was Danny Tanner, Daddy Tanner, and this lovable father. And it was shocking. Now, January 7th of 2022, Bob Saget checked into the Ritz-Carlton at the Orlando Grande Lakes in Florida. Witnesses say that he was happy and very friendly to fans wanting selfies with him. He took selfies just before he checked in. Now, he had been on a tour, so this is why he's on the road doing a show. And later that weekend, Bob was found dead in bed in the hotel room. Injuries to his head from blunt force trauma were the cause of death. How these injuries happened is really unclear. Now, if you want to hear more about this case, stick around. If not, just jump on ahead. I put the chapter links down below, and you can just skip right to that tarot reading. Either way, let's get into this. Welcome back, my friends. Thank you. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. We're just going to dive into a little bit about Bob Saget, the comedian, the actor, and he's also an author. One of his books was, when it came out after being Daddy Tanner, in Full House, everyone loved him. He came out with Dirty Daddy, The Chronicles of a Family Man Turned Filthy Comedian. That came out in 2014. Yeah. Anyway, there is very limited information available to the public about the death of Bob Saget. And this has caused just a lot of speculation about how he died, why he died. And about a month later, the family put in a request for a permanent injunction on the release of records related to the investigation of Bob's death, and this was granted by a Florida judge. This is why so little, I should say, is what we know. We are going by what his family are letting us know, what they're saying, pretty much. Now, originally, before this permanent ban was on there and locking everything, police did say that there were no illicit drugs nor was alcohol involved in his death. So this just caused a lot more confusion of how he could be alone and suffer blunt force trauma to the back of his head. Okay, so going back to the night that Bob Saget passed away, the last time that he was seen was caught on a surveillance video, and he was seen exiting the elevator on the 9th floor, walking down the long hallway towards his room. Now, authorities who have seen the footage tell us that nothing seemed out of the ordinary. He showed no signs of distress. He wasn't wobbling around. It was just walking down to his room, just as he normally would and anyone else. Now, they show that he used his key card to enter his room at 2:17 a.m. and he hung out the "Do Not Disturb" placard on the doorknob and locked the door from the inside. Now, the door did not get opened again until the following afternoon when hotel security found him dead, unfortunately. Now, investigators have pieced together a theory of how Saget passed away. Now, you see, when they got there, authorities had checked the marble end tables and the counters in the bathroom and found 0 traces of blood or hair. Now, they believe that Bob had lost consciousness in the bathroom and fell backward on the marble floor, striking his head. Now, this was one of the first theories out there. Police believe that he was a groggy Bob. I almost said groggy Bobby. Oh, God, you need help. Sorry, people. Now, they said he was groggy, he had regained consciousness, and then stumbled into bed, where he lost consciousness again and passed away. Now, his time of death is estimated to be around 4 a.m., approximately 12 hours before his body was found. However, experts are also saying that there were 0 lacerations or splitting of the skin on the back of his head. That would have happened if he had hit something hard, like a marble floor, a corner of a table, something in the bathroom, So, there's another theory. And they're saying that he slipped, fell backwards, and his head on the carpeted floor, then went to bed. Now, experts say that something hard but soft on the outside could have caused the injuries to his head. Now, others say that the amount of trauma and how his skull cracked like an egg and his brain sloshed around in his skull, causing fractures to the orbital sockets around his eyes, was caused by falling or being thrown about 30 to 40 feet, or by being hit by a baseball bat. Now, this is a very tragic and worrisome case. Because what really happened? Was this some freak accident like what you see on TV shows like CSI? Or is there something the family wants to remain secret that led to his death? Let's get into the tarot reading now. Hello, welcome back, everyone. We are going to get into the actual tarot reading now, trying to find out what happened, what led up to this really unfortunate set of circumstances where a man was found in his bed with blunt force trauma on his head and he passed away. Why didn't he call for help? Did he think he was fine? Was he put in his bed after night? Was someone else there that hasn't been seen? What is the family possibly trying to hide? These are all things, I'm curious about here. So, as you know, that I do listen to music while I'm doing these readings. It helps keep my mind clear. And also, remember that this is all alleged and is for entertainment purposes only. Let's see what I can see here. And I am using my Edgar Allan Poe deck. I feel I need to do this. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Give me. Okay. Well, oh no, I got 3 cards right here. I have the 2 of Swords, and you see the man with the blindfold and the moth with the moon. Here's the 4 of Wands, and for the Edgar Allan Poe, you see that it's not a celebration, but actually a funeral, a passing of someone in an open grave, and an angel looking down below them. And then the other card I pulled was the 4 of Swords, and you see the person, the woman, laying there with swords coming down, pointed at her, and one above her head. And this card was reversed. Oh boy. It's just too undecided with the moth. It's like something was watching over him. He feels strangely at peace. From what I can tell here, folks, it's like he was tired. He was really tired of going on and on. And being on the road. He longed to be home. He was sad. He was burnt out. Just this exhaustion here with the 4 of Swords. Burnt out. A longing for home. But he's going to make a really difficult decision about his career. He was juggling this. Okay, now here's the 3 of Pentacles. And you see it's, these men are lowering this basket with the pentacles, gold in it. Okay, so it's looking like the opportunity, what he was trying to go behind, was maybe collaborating with someone for some kind of business venture, something he was going to collaborate with someone with, but he wasn't sure if he should. Yeah, I really get a strong sense he was really torn. Here's the King of Pentacles. Oh boy. There's a falcon there. See, the King of Pentacles, they're somebody, they're known as wealthy, good business savviness, very strong discipline, good leader. And I think that's why he was so good with, like, in the series Full House. He could be like a leader and a father figure. And he was very successful in whatever he put his mind to. And I think he wanted to retire. I think he'd fit. He's like, I have an abundance. I'm ready to retire. And then here's the Page of Wands. You kind of look at this image, and it's reversed. And that's over just being exhaustion, overwork, just drained. Gosh. The Page is like real young, naive energy. And here he was procrastinating. He was the conflict. There was a conflict. Like, he was being told he really needed to do this. It's like he owed it to someone. Someone was like calling out, like a mark here. You owe me. Here it is. And he had been, procrastinating, not wanting to do it. There's something that he just did not want to do. A whole lot. Now, let's see here. The Hierophant. And that's over the Two of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, the collaboration. Now, the Hierophant here, I'm going to say it's looking more like he had always gone very, again, I mean, when we were talking about a raunchy comedian, he was not very religious here, folks, okay? But there was just he was having a change of heart of who he is, almost like, he went from the extreme of being this goody two-shoe daddy to the extreme of this raunchy comedian. On these extremes, he wanted to find something more middle ground, but he didn't think it'd be funny. It was like that whole shock humor that was so popular in the 90s, early 2000s. It was, you say and you do things that you shouldn't, that are not appropriate. But because you're saying it, it's shocking people. That's supposed to be humorous. I mean, you laugh, just because you're laughing uncontrollably doesn't mean you're really enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? And I think part of him felt like he sold out doing that. There's regrets. Yeah, and here's the Sun reversed. And that's going over the King. And the Sun. He was depressed. He was very, very sad. Very lost. What am I doing sitting here in this hotel room? He was upset. It was 2 a.m. It was late. I'm too old for this. That's what I'm just sensing from him. This frustration. Then I have the 7 of Cups. And this, when you look at the cups and this imagery, you see there's a hot air balloon, They're searching for a purpose. He feels like his whole life was an illusion, and now he needs to go out. He had felt stagnant. He wasn't suicidal. He just didn't like who he was at this moment or where he was in his life and felt trapped. Here's the Wheel of Fortune reversed over the Hierophant, and this, yeah, his death is pretty much bad luck, folks. Bad luck. It's almost this. We're dealing with the cycle of life here, and it's almost like karma's come into play. He was doing something. I think I seen like wanting to sign something. Okay, here's the Fool reversed. Now, normally, it's the Fool. It's like, yeah, I should take a risk, but this time, he was being reckless. So, bad luck, reckless. He was doing something stupid in his room. Maybe the dude was angry or he was dancing. It was like, I don't know why they were saying he was sober, or they said no illicit drugs and no alcohol. Something else was involved. He was not clear in the head, folks. Here's the Four of Cups. Did you see the man talking to the psychiatrist, laying in his bed, laying on the couch? Yeah. There was a lot of apathy. He just did not care anymore. And so I think he wanted to feel better. He had to have taken something that probably was medications that he had owned. But he yeah, here's the Hermit reverse, folks. He's all alone. That's what's so sad. He was alone and isolated. He just wanted to withdraw. I think he just thought maybe he would try and get some sleep to clear his mind. And he did fall. I don't think he really... Because there was no bleeding, it was like, bam, ow, I hit my head. That really hurt. You just probably thought, I'll just sleep this off. But I don't think that was... He shouldn't have done that, as we all know. Here is the Eight of Wands, and you see the birds flying away, and it's reversed. It's like... Panic set in, and he couldn't do anything as he laid there. Unfortunately, poor guy. He fell. He was embarrassed. He didn't think, there was any reason to call for help. He was kind of confused. The head hurt. It hurt really bad, and he was confused. The Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. He had an opportunity to call for help. There was an opportunity for him. What happened? The Five of Cups is reversed in here, and he found peace. He was not scared when he was passing. He might have been confused, wasn't sure he was really dying, but he was at peace. It's like he felt like he had completed his life cycle, his life journey, and so was accepting that this was it. This is the end. When he was passing on, it was like, I'm done. And here's the Eight of Pentacles. This is opening an opportunity for someone younger around him. They're going to put out like a book or something and do like a show, maybe a comedic act or a memory in memory of Saget, and it's going to open an opportunity for the next generation. You know what? I forgot to see if Saget had children. Usually I do more research, but I gotta tell you, having COVID and foggy head. And here is the Chariot, and the Chariot is reversed, and this goes over this last pile over here, third pile. Chariot reversed. It was just time to go. That's all that it is. It was his time to go. Wow. I'm glad his final moments weren't pain and suffering. That's actually a relief. You know, I really think the family are just trying to respect the privacy and didn't want to make a spectacle. But they also saw if they close everything off, there's opportunity to make money because they're the only ones with the info. I'm just going to throw that out there. I got the Letterman deck. This is always a good deck. Okay, now we pull up 35, which is the Anchor card. So I wonder what we're going to be anchored to. This is curious to me. This just is like screaming that, Bob wanted stability. He wanted comfort of his home again. And as soon as I say comfort of his home, I pull up home. Okay, yeah, totally. I'm on it here. There is, he wanted to go home. You hear people saying that, it's a homegoing when someone passes on because they're going home to the next life, to the heavens. I really think that's what we're seeing here. Him just being at peace because he'd been in so much loss and confusion. And here's the Maze 43. Like I said, he wanted a home life. He was tired of being on the road. It was just too much. It was frustrating. He didn't like being separated from his loved ones, his family and friends. And he was just at his wit's end. Like, is this just what I'm going to keep having to be on the road for the rest of my life like this? It was a cycle that he was no longer happy with. And here's 10, the Scythe. And with the anchor here. This is a sudden, looks like sudden death, unexpected. Everyone thought he was fine, healthy, doing well. And then we have 39, the dice, which is luck, and we have it next to death and the maze, which means bad luck for this poor guy. A chance, an accident. It just, there's nothing nefarious about his passing. This, I wonder if he had gambling debt. It just sounds weird, but that's what I'm wondering here. If part of his depression and overburden was like he took a gamble on something and it didn't go well. Yeah, I think it was an addiction of something, maybe gambling or taking risks, and it was hereditary. He's not the only one. It's like something that it runs kind of in his family. Here's the mask, the two-faced mask, 40. Now this, well, it's actually three faces with the jester. Okay, this is a warning. Something is definitely being hidden. It's being protected by the family. Here's the polar bear card that popped up. There is a cover-up, which is kind of silly. They're trying to cover up could be taking too much of a prescription. It could be his gambling debt. And 36, we got the cross, and this often means there's been a sacrifice, suffering. And we see that this is over the cards of being isolated and such, where, yeah, he just, with the gambling next to it, it was overwhelming. That was part of that. That is what has him. I have to keep doing this cycle of work. This is making more sense. He might have went and did a project that took a gamble on a project that failed miserably. Or he just gambled, something like that. Yeah, it's kind of sad, folks. But I think he's in a better place where he is now, and I just really hope the family gets healing and make right decisions on what they do now with his legacy. Wow. Yeah, a freak accident. Very sad. I think the family was concerned that people might consider this being suicide because of his antidepressant sleep meds. But it really wasn't. And this was more of a thinking he'd be okay. And then when he fell and hurt himself, it exacerbated everything, and that's why. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything like really nefarious. I think the family just wanted to keep rumors from being stopped, and hoping to respect them and their wishes and the legacy that Bob leaves behind. I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos, that show really brought families together and brought the community just of laughter and being able to laugh at ourselves and say, you know what, we're not perfect. We goof off and we can be screw ups, and it's okay. And that's something that we should remember. It's okay. We don't have to be perfect. We can laugh at ourselves. And that's something I think Bob Saget was teaching us, to laugh at ourselves. Not to take things so seriously. And you know what? That's something we should think about. It's something that, remember to laugh. Don't, when you want to get hard on yourself, realize this is kind of silly. Folks, I really did enjoy doing this reading. I know this video is shorter than normal. I hope that's fine. I have a lot less spoons since I'm still recovering from COVID. I can't even begin to tell you. This variant. It's hard. You just don't have the energy to do stuff, the ability to focus as easily. Yeah. So I hope you all are staying healthy and safe. I know I tried. I've got, but life happens, right? Shit happens. In this coming week, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get much recording done because although it's like, oh yay, my kids can now go back to school, but it's spring break and so everyone's going to be home. So I'll have to do these 5, 6 o'clock in the morning readings, and sometimes that's tiring, folks. It is. I was never a morning person in my life, but guess I got older and this is what happens. Anyway, I do love you all so, so very much. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Comment and let me know what your thoughts are on all of this and what you saw in the cards. Let me know what you would like me to do next. It looks like people are wanting me to do about the Conjuring House, and that I've always wanted to do. Very curious about it. Should be fun. So I may just do that one next. Anyway, as I said, I love you guys. Please remember, be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself, folks, and be kind to others. Be mindful and aware of who's around you and what's going on. And we all here are going through our own personal struggles and our own personal victories. And you know what? We just need to be more respectful and kind to each other. Right? I think so. Anyway, I'll see you here next time. Bye.